Welcome back, everyone, to the podcast and our world-class Business and Leadership for Her series. I'm Leticia Ringe, your host, and in this episode, I'm introducing you to our new series on the podcast, which is all about how to show up in the best way possible to allow yourself to thrive, make a difference in the world, and run a successful, fulfilling business as a woman. We're going to be talking about business and leadership as women, how we do it in a way that honors our bodies as well as supports our mind through the journey of business and has us showing up using our intuition and our instincts and also creating a world-class offer within our niche and industry. Now, I work with two different groups of women, generally women who run businesses and more specifically, women who work in the coaching and personal development industry. Now, that might mean that you're a coach, a healer, a facilitator, a consultant, a person who supports these group of people. You could be a therapist. You might support people who work in the industry. So you might be a graphic designer, a website designer, a virtual assistant, an online business manager. Or you might work within coaching and personal development within a corporation or an organization. And so technically, you might be either a freelancer or an employee. And I love to support women who work for organizations and corporations as well as running their own businesses, because now we have so many more options as women. Ever since the pandemic and COVID back in 2020 and 2021, we have seen corporations now take an interest in women's health and wellness and how to make workplaces more workable for us as women. And so this has opened up many new options, and I think it's amazing. And so we want to look at ourselves as creating a brand, whether we're working for an organization or working for an individual. All of these people are our clients, and we get to show up marketing ourselves in a specific way to grow the brand as well as the working environment that we find is most effective for us as individuals and generally for us as women. So in this world-class series on the podcast, we're going to be talking about business and leadership, as well as how to create a world-class offer within your niche and industry. One of the things I believe is missing from most of the business coaching, marketing and sales, and also all the different certifications we seem to love getting as women is a focus on actually creating the best offer that you can create for your business. This is not a one and done thing. It's something that requires ongoing professional development. And so you need a program and a process to help you with that. In other industries, like when I was a lawyer, you were required to do professional development, which meant learning and looking at the skills you already had and practically working with those to develop them throughout your career. It was never that you've just learned everything and now you've got a great, legal skills and career. You've got to keep working at it because the law is always changing. We're always learning new things. What I think is happening within the business world and more specifically in the coaching and personal development world is we are focused on amassing as many skills as possible, but then we're ignoring the skills we already have, including those skills that are most natural to us, that make the biggest point of difference in the products and services we provide, as well as to the business or the brand we're building. So your unique point of difference, the skill that you provide to your business is the thing you want to focus on deepening, developing, and refining more. But usually we just take this for granted. We're natural at it. What else do we need to learn? Well, imagine if you continued to develop those skills. And then there's the core skills that help you execute your product or service. What if you kept focusing on developing and refining those rather than focusing on developing new skills? We want to go deeper with the skills we already have. And so this requires you to, one, reflect on your own skills. Two, you can also look at client feedback. But three, if you are amassing and working with peers and mentors in your industry who are helping to give feedback on areas you could look at within your core skills, this is going to help you expand your awareness and learn more deeply about yourself and your skill set. But we don't typically do this. You usually have a business marketing or sales coach or program and support, which is helping you with the business marketing and sales skills that are absolutely required in business, or you're learning new certifications. But what about those core skills you need to actually execute your offer? The skills you've already learned. Any groundbreaking person within their industry never stops learning about their core skills. If you want to be world class, which is what is, in my opinion, required in order to stay successful within any business, any niche, and any industry, you must constantly have a beginner's mindset. You must constantly be assessing what you're learning, and you must constantly be looking for perspectives outside of your own in order to bring that back into the skills you already have and continue to deepen and refine them. That's how you stay competitive. It's also what makes you confident in what you do. It's not about knowing it all. So many of us in the coaching and personal development industry, and I'm sure it's happening in other industries too, get to a place where we think we just know it all. So we stop learning and we don't have a beginner's mindset. And that's when you become stale and stagnant, and eventually your business stops being competitive. Now, I'm not talking about regurgitating what everybody else is telling you or is popular right now in the industry. And I'm also not talking about taking on all the feedback you get. I am talking about expanding the feedback you receive so that you have more to respond to and to collaborate with. This is what allows you to be more effective as a leader and also as a business owner. And so moving forward, I'm supporting all the women that I work with their professional development. I've created a process which I call an intentional professional development process that will help you develop your skills as a unique individual within your niche and industry to help you continue to explore what your next layer of your world-class potential actually is. And so we therefore realize that this is an ongoing journey. It's not a destination that you're getting to. And it's not about exploring the very potential that you have right now. It's about asking what's that next layer, that next edge, and then continuing to explore that. And guess what happens? This is what keeps you fulfilled in the work you do. This is what stops it from being boring, which is one of the biggest complaints I get from business owners. As soon as things become successful or sustainable in their business, there's a part of you that wants to maybe rock things up to make it exciting and interesting and new again. And so that can lead you to making tweaks in your business or your brand that you actually don't need to. Instead, use that drive on your actual core offer to keep it being as effective as possible. So the World Class series that you're going to now have on this podcast is going to deal with 5 different areas. We're going to be looking at how you build a world-class life. This is so important because the approach I take to business is a holistic approach to business. This means many different things. One, it means approaching business, supporting your mind, your body, and your intuition. We have to work with these 3 power centers within you, make sure they're all supported through the business and leadership journey. Otherwise, if one of those is out of alignment, they unconsciously start causing chaos through your journey. So we've got to take a holistic approach there. Also, holistic business means looking at you as an individual and as a woman, looking at your life as a whole, and looking at your business as a whole. Everything we're doing, we're looking at this entire ecosystem and how changes made in one of these areas or something that you're experiencing in one of these 3 areas, how it's impacting the whole ecosystem. It's important that we do this because otherwise we make a change in terms of how to support you. This will impact how you show up in your life as well as how you show up in your business. And sometimes the way we support you is not in support of your life or your business, and then that's not in support of you. So we have to take a holistic approach to all the choices we make. And that's why the very first area we always look at is your life as a whole, because your business, your brand must be in support of your life. If we don't center your life as well as you, then what we do is we create a business or a brand that isn't sustainable. If we don't look at the changes that are needed in your life through each season of your life, it's very easy to create a business model and a team around that business model that actually is not in alignment with your life. And sometimes this leads you to really not having a life at all. And so you become obsessed with your business. It's not just one part of your life, it's your whole life. And we don't want that either. So we're very focused on how you create a world-class life and continuing to allow yourself to evolve so that your life is still interesting. It's continuing to expand, to develop and grow. And then we want to enable your business and your brand to move alongside that and continue to be in support of your life as well as you as an individual. The second area we'll look at is creating a world-class business. This is all about creating a business that is successful, whatever your version of success is. You'll have different goals throughout your business. Sometimes you'll be in a growth season. Sometimes you'll be in a maintenance season. Sometimes you'll have income goals. Other times you'll have impact goals, management goals. There will be different business goals you have, and it is important that the way you approach your business is focused on what is the number one business problem you need to solve next in your business, and where do you want to take your business in the long term, and what are we focused on in terms of the next 90 days in support of that. How are we limiting the distractions and the overwhelm and instead focusing your attention simply so that you can execute on what needs to be executed now that is still in support of where you're moving in the future. How do we make sure that we continue to check in on what those changing goals and that long-term focus is for your business? Are we also on track in terms of the purpose of the business? How are we showing up for our clients and our customers? What about our offer itself? There are very practical and strategic decisions that need to be made in your business, and so you need to make sure that you're strategically and intentionally approaching your business. And so we're looking at what your world-class business needs to look like and the strategies, systems, teams, and processes needed in support of that. Thirdly, we're looking at building world-class expertise. It's so important that you have a core offer for your business and that core offer utilizes your skills and expertise in a way that makes you proud, in a way that you want to continue exploring throughout the course of your business journey and your career. We want to make sure you've got a world-class offer. We want to make sure you're professionally developing your skills over the long term to remain competitive within your niche and industry. And we want to make sure that you're fulfilled through the work that you're doing. And we really do get there through focusing on your expertise and making sure that the business is successful because you have a successful, working, and fulfilling offer that you're providing. As soon as we don't have that, or if we don't focus our attention there, it means that the business crumbles, which of course then impacts the entire system. The fourth area we're looking at is growth and transformation. Throughout business, you'll always be growing and evolving, as well as through your life and as well for you as an individual. It's important that you have a positive relationship with growth and transformation. Even more important if you work within the coaching and personal development industry, because the way you're supporting your clients is through a growth and transformation journey. If your reference point is negative, it means that unconsciously you will be avoiding all growth and transformation in your business as well as through the offer that you're providing. This is a huge problem because you need to be aligned with growth and transformation in order to grow and transform in a way that is actually sustainable. Otherwise, it's going to feel really hard. You're going to be unconsciously avoiding it. And then also, it makes it so stressful if you also are supporting your clients through a growth and transformation journey. So getting you to really understand growth and transformation and be really up to date on how to grow and transform in the most sustainable and holistic way, understanding mind, body, and your intuition and what they need throughout that journey. And then also how to support yourself through business, through growth and transformation, leading yourself and a team. And then also how to support your clients in the best possible way through growth and transformation is something that you'll be learning about here through our world-class series. Finally, our fifth area is all about you. How do you support yourself through business and life to thrive as an individual? How do you support yourself to thrive as a human? And how do you support yourself to thrive as a woman? I teach feminine leadership, working with your menstrual cycle or your current hormonal cycle in the current season of your life. Maybe you're pregnant, maybe you're postpartum, maybe you're perimenopause, maybe you're menopausal, maybe you are experiencing a menstrual cycle. Maybe there is a different flavor of your menstrual cycle that you're experiencing, or a different flavor of menopause that you're experiencing, or perimenopause, and the impact on your body and your hormones, and then on you emotionally in terms of the energy you have, in terms of what feels fulfilling. All of these things are impacted by our hormonal cycle and also what our body is experiencing. It's really important that you understand your energetic capacity that you have right now. That enables us to make sure your life is actually supportive of you, and also that your business is supportive of you. When your life and your business supports you, it allows you to thrive. This is what makes both life and business sustainable. So we always have to have you centered in the middle of life and business so that you can keep the whole ecosystem going, and so that obviously you are supported. We also want to focus on stepping into leadership that not only centers you, but also centers the whole ecosystem, which also includes your community as a whole. We want to make sure that the way you show up as a leader is thinking about this collective approach, rather than the way we typically look at leadership in our society, which is very self-focused, winning at all costs, being focused on yourself, really only focused mentally up here, disconnected from the collective, disconnected from the people that you're actually leading, and disconnected from you as a whole person. So for me, feminine leadership is about really honoring the ecosystem as a whole, and it's also about having a non-hierarchical approach, right? Where no one in that ecosystem is better than the other. And this is what allows us to make really good leadership decisions. It's also about honoring you as a whole person, mind, body, intuition, or soul, as well as your masculine and feminine energy. So don't be confused when I use the term feminine leadership that we're saying that you only have to be in your feminine energy all the time. I do not subscribe to that. You are a human and a woman, and your creative energy is made up of masculine and feminine energy. This has nothing to do with femininity or masculinity. It is about energy, creative energy. And you need both, which you, during your menstrual cycling years, you're naturally being shifted through masculine and feminine energy. So it's a very natural thing we all have, that we're all connected to, and we need to be connected to both in order to create anything. So you will learn how to tap into both masculine and feminine energy within yourself to be in a position to lead yourself in the most effective way, as well as to lead your business and your life in the most effective way. So, enabling you to thrive as an individual, as a human, and as a woman, looking at individually what you need in terms of your zones of genius, in terms of the way you best operate, in terms of what lights you up and fulfills you, is so important so that we can build an ecosystem that also supports you. So this is the world-class approach to business. We're looking at your life, we're looking at your business, we're looking at your expertise, growth and transformation itself, and we're looking at you. And so on this series on the podcast, you're going to be getting content that will support you with all of these 5 areas. And then once again, it's for you if you're a woman in business or you're a woman working in the coaching and personal development industry. Now, I also want to introduce you to my latest business offering. I'm offering a new program. It's called World Class, and it is a hybrid one-to-one and business mastermind, as well as a leadership program for women. Again, this is for you whether you're a woman in business or whether you work in the coaching and personal development industry. Together, over 5 months, we will be coming together with our first intake starting in mid-July of 2025. And if you're listening to this at a later date, just make sure you follow all of the details and pop your name on the wait list, because between seasons, you'll be able to pop your name on the wait list, and then I'll let you know as soon as the next intake is open. This is a small group mastermind, and it's with very high touch. So we'll be working one-to-one together. I will be a partner in your business. I'll be giving you coaching and mentorship support. You'll be getting business coaching as well as life coaching, and also leadership coaching. You'll be getting intentional professional development to help you refine and develop your unique skills that are essential to your business and your core offer in your business. And you'll be getting my input to help you develop a world-class offer, as well as to continue exploring your world-class potential. I'll be supporting you as well with inner voice facilitation, which is a way to help you hear from your intuition so that you can lead your business from a place of clarity, as well as also getting mindset coaching to help you come back to a place of peace when you feel like everything's so overwhelming and you're feeling afraid, or everything's feeling urgent and you can't trust yourself to make decisions that are coming from a grounded and calm place. I help you make those powerful decisions that you need to as a business owner through inner voice facilitation and mindset coaching, as well as simply having a partner, which is me in your business, who is out of your mind as it's dealing with all of the fear. I really believe that every single person can benefit from this, because when you're on your business and brand journey, it can feel like it's all on you. No matter how big a team you have, whether you've got team or you don't, it's very hard to feel like anyone understands the responsibility on your shoulders. And when things feel urgent, or when you're feeling so up close to the details, it can be really hard to make decisions. But at the same time, you don't want to rely on other people making decisions for you, because you're the one who truly has the answers. And so through the way I coach, I help you get access to that clarity without giving you the answers, but instead guiding you back to those answers within yourself, so that we can both move from a place of clarity and support you with the right path and next step for you. And then you also have the mastermind component, which connects you with a team of women in business who are all committed to supporting you to show up in the highest way possible in your business. They will understand what your vision is, they will understand what your business is about, and you'll be able to lean on them for their skill sets and support, as well as supporting them in their business journeys. Something exceptional happens when we have a powerful group of women around us who all share a purpose. And that purpose with World Class is to continue exploring our world-class potential. You'll be able to draw on each of these women's skill set and expertise, and you'll be able to offer your skill set and expertise to all of these women too. I don't know about you, but I am a multi-passionate person. I've always wanted to have all these different businesses, but it's so hard to do that because one business requires so much of our time and attention, and I have a life outside of my business. So working with a powerful team of women in business, each who have their own business and brand that I'm contributing to, enables me to get that experience of being involved in other businesses while still having the responsibility and the hyper focus on my business. So the mastermind will give you access to other businesses to partner with, and it will also enable you to show up more confidently and clearly, as well as objectively in your own business, because you'll be offering support to others, which means you'll be out of your mind, away from being too close to the details. You're able to offer objective support, which then enables you to see more objectively your own business and your options ahead of you. So a mastermind, in my opinion, is crucial for every business owner. And with the combination of the one-to-one partnership and coaching support with the mastermind, you get everything you need to support you through your business and leadership journey. Okay, if this sounds like something you would love to know more about, again, we're starting in mid-July. Enrollment closes in mid-June, and you can find all of the details over at leticiaringe.com/She's World Class. All right, everyone, I'm so excited for these series, and I'll see you in our next episode. Goodbye.